G'day guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be continuing the bodywork of the white R31. You would have seen from the last episode, we sort of just been doing all of the repairs, hitting them with some high build primer, blocking them back, seeing how we go. There's a few places that we need to swipe some more bog through and, re-prime again. So that's pretty much going to be today. I filmed a lot of it in the last episode, pretty much the process of, us bogging, sand it back, bogging, sand it back, prime it, sand it back, prime it, sand it back. So it's just going to be the same thing. So I probably won't film much of that this morning. But I've got a few other things I've got to do this morning as well, so a bit going on. So pretty much first thing on my agenda today is I've actually sold the front seats out of the donor Cressida to Luke. So I'm going to be taking those seats and the RB30 that we pulled out of the Silhouette down to him this afternoon, so I've got to load those up. So I've got to go pull the seats out. So that's like another $50 back on that project, which I will do in another video, obviously, for that project, but that's all good. So Luke's sort of playing around with the idea of putting some nicer seats in the EH, and he was looking for something that was, sort of square and sort of old school looking, but really comfy. And I went around, I got a few sets of seats here, got the seats out of this thing, this Vintara. There's a few different sets of seats I got, but sort of came to the Cressida seats. Like once the headrest is gone, they're quite a square, old school looking seat, like would look nice in an old Holden. And as we all know, Cressy seats are just comfy as heck. So sort of came to the decision to sell the Cressy seats, and he'll probably, he reckons he'll like retrim them obviously to suit the EH, and maybe play with the idea of putting them in his EH, so pull them out for him. It's not like I need them, and it's another $50 back on this project, oh yeah. Pull this crap out. Now if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure these are a 14. So I was right, they are 14. The other good thing about getting rid of these out of this car is it gives me way more room in this car to pile all the crap. There's so much room for activities. Alright, there's more in the diesel tank than we thought, so I have to go get the posse and fill it up, because we just got to get enough out of the tank so that we can lift it out of the car so that I can load the motor into the back of it. So I got to use the posse truck anyway to get the motor out, so go get the posse and load the forks up, go fill it up, and hopefully that's enough diesel out of that tank that we can just lift it out and pull it out. So you can see there, got a few more repairs in that. Let them go off, and just this guard on this other side got a bit more work as well. Yeah, just doing a bit more work on the doors. Just trying to get rid of all the stone chips on the bottom. Sand them down and get a bit of high build on those as well. Anyway, tank's out. Got a couple of nice seats for Luke here. So Cressida seats are just so comfy. tanks out, empty ute. So, my next mission is to go and get the RB out of the shed. Where did my sunnies go? Alrighty guys, so I'm trying to keep you just on my leg. See how it goes. I don't know how bumpy it's gonna be. Part B, the old diggeroony. So I should probably really put you on head cam for this instead of like just strapping their GoPro around my knee sort of thing. I only just really thought about it though, and I'm not going back up to get anything, so hopefully it's not too rough. Drop this bucket off because we don't need it. All loaded up, nice and sturdy. Hopefully she doesn't cause any problems. I just chucked the spare tire in the front just in case something breaks and it rolls forward. I have had RB30s often transporting them brake straps just because they have a lot of sharp edges, which is why I use heaps of towels and stuff on all the straps, make sure they don't wear through, so hopefully that's alright. And some seats. So now I just gotta take the machines back down, put this back down in the shed, what's left on this pallet. And that's what I need done today, and I can get back to helping Rex with the 31. Alrighty, couple of coats of primer. She's looking pretty good. So, again, need to block it all back again. Again. Alrighty, so we've got the entire K-frame out of the car. Like I explained a few episodes ago, Rex decided to do that just to make it easier for himself to paint all this. Doesn't have to worry about masking all that up. And the other thing is that you can now paint that black so that it, looks really nice in contrast with the white.
That's a little bit closer to the middle of the trolley. Yep.
Rightio guys, so just more of this process of blocking back. I'm trying to get all these imperfections out of this panels and the roof. Rex is just swapping over the back wheels over to some burners, and as you've seen, we put the front on a trolley. This way we can still move the shell around, but obviously we don't have to worry about overspray getting on Rex's nice wheels. And as I was saying, doesn't have to worry about the K-frame. But anyway, I'm gonna get going now. I've got to take the stuff down the Luke, and I've got to go to work tomorrow. So I'm going to hand you back over to Rex. He's probably not going to film too much more of this, I'd say, just because it's been done already. There's not much new here until we start getting colour on, really. It's
we should be painting tomorrow.
Oh, you're going to paint tomorrow? Yeah. I won't even be here. Oh well, that's probably going to be in this video.
We're hopefully painting tomorrow, but we'll see how we go.
No worries. Well, that'll probably be in this video. But yeah, it's not much to say. You use some 320 to tear it all down, and then onto 400 to sort of whiz it over, and just gradually get more primer where you need to, and just keep going back until everything's perfect. And then yeah, prep it down, tack it down, and put some colour on it, which will be tomorrow, so I won't be here. So I'll hand you over to Rex for that, and I'll see you on the next one.
What's up guys, it's another day. We are ready for paint. We've spent the morning masking up the car, playing origami really. So the plan here is all of this that we have masked out. This is just to paint the door jambs in black to match the tops of the doors, which we are also going to paint black. So fair bit of mucking around, a lot of masking up, and once we paint the black, we're going to have to remove all this and remask the black to paint the white, if you know what I mean. But it's definitely going to be worth it. So we're going to paint all of that yesterday afternoon, I painted up this K-frame. It looks a little bit silly at the moment, but it's ready for paint. Going to paint that black as well while we are rolling along with this black paint. And we've got to do underneath the sill at the back of the car as well. So yeah, I'll give you a bit of an update once we get some black on it, and we'll be moving on to white this afternoon. I'm really excited. We rubbed down the whole car yesterday, engine bay included, and I'm really keen by this afternoon we'll have basically the shell painted, and I'm really excited to see what it looks like. This is where doing paint and panel like this is like 90% work is in prep, and the last 10% is just in the paint, but it sort of seems always like that 90% of the work doesn't really pay off much until the very end. And this is the most sort of satisfying part of the process, is when you actually see the final result for all of your hard work. So I'm really excited to show you this afternoon what this actually looks like in our nice dynamic white, really bright white paint. So yeah, we'll bring us along for the ride. Alright, so after the time lapse, we've unmasked it, and that's the result. Nice, shiny pillars. Our valence is looking mint. Really happy with how it's coming up. I just did the fuel lines and the steering arm in black as well while we were going, and have done the K-frame. It's going to look really minty fresh in there as well. We'll also have a look too. It looks like all these bushes and stuff in the front of this thing are pretty much brand new. Just did the steering arm. Just a couple of components just to use up some paint, and the tops of the coilovers, because we noticed when it was in the car before it looked pretty untidy with a bit of overspray on them, and they were sort of old and dirty, so we've just cleaned them up. They'll look really nice as well. We'll also note too, because the reason we painted this black is that the tops of the doors are going to be, and when the doors are shut you can actually see just a line up through there, especially with how white this paint is, how bright it is. It's going to show up like mad. The only difference we've done, I'll show you the silhouette. I don't know if Max might have already done this or not, but you can see in the silhouette they do the pillar black, but they stop there. And the rest of the door jamb is in just body color. We thought about doing that, but Dad and I talked about it, and we are of the opinion that we think it'll just look better with the whole jamb being black, just because when you open the door, the top of the door is going to be black. We're doing them inside and out, going to be black. We reckon it'll just look better when you open the door, that the line will sort of carry. If you can imagine the door being open and a triangle it forms, the line of black carries all the way around. Just an aesthetic thing that we think will look a bit better. So we'll see what it looks like when the doors go back on. So we just got to let this dry. It just takes about sort of half an hour with this industrial enamel, and once that's done we'll mask up the black and prep it for white colour. And yeah, a fair bit of work in setting up to paint the shell, but it's going well so far, and we'll see where we get to. Quick update, we have made the decision while we're waiting for the black to dry and sort of prepping the back half of the car for paint, we're actually going to at least edge out the engine bay. We'll see how we go, possibly even just paint the whole front. We're just going to mask sort of from there, just on the black, just to stop any overspray. So yeah, we're going to get cracking on the engine bay. We'll see how it comes up. So I'll just chuck it on a time lapse and we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, we've just been pretty flat out, so just give you a quick update. Well, you would have seen us paint the bay. We're starting to run out of time, so we just had to get set up. Had a bit of an issue with the black. That black we did, we're not sure why yet. We haven't looked into it too much, but the black's not drying like it should. That's industrial enamel, normally about half an hour, it'll flash off. That stuff's still tacky and it's sort of stuck a couple of places with the paper. So because we had to tape over it, we're a bit concerned when we remove the tape, it's gonna lift the paint, but we couldn't wait. We've sort of got the right weather, so we need to get the shell painted, so if it does damage the black, we'll touch it up and sort it out later on. So this is the setup. Got our spray booth. Got an extraction there fan just to try and get rid of a lot of the fumes. There is another one, but I went to turn it on and the motor's jammed. So this is our setup. Car's been prep sold, and I've just started to do a couple of touches on the door jambs. So yeah, I'll try and set the camera up. Hopefully it doesn't get covered too much in overspray, but well, we'll see how it goes. Right guys, a little bit of time's passed since the time lapse. You would have seen us paint the shell. What we didn't include of that is that we actually had a bit of paint left over that we mixed up, so we actually ended up blowing some colour on the two doors that we repaired. You can see there. We are flipping stoked with the results. Everything has come up absolutely mint. Even painted Morocco cover. And yeah. Problem is the camera just doesn't do it justice. The thing looks absolutely mint. Engine bay came up great. We're still a little bit disappointed with the black, but we reckon we should be able to just block it out and just smooth it off a little bit. The black, it looks like there's a fair bit of it at the moment because there's no trim on it, but by the time you have door rubbers and trim and stuff like that, you really can't see much of this black at all. The whole idea of it was just that it's just a background thing so that when the doors are shut or open, you can just it just blends in a bit. So we're not too fussed on that. But other than that, the actual car has come up like we are so stoked. Camera doesn't do it justice. I don't know if you can see down that quarter, see over the roof there. But yeah, like, especially the contrast against the black at the bottom there, like, yeah, I can't wait to get this thing back together because I reckon the vision I had in my head of what it's going to look like is spot on. Like, we're heading that way. I'm so happy. I'm also stoked too because I think the last time I actually painted a car, which I can't even remember what car it was, I'm pretty sure it was just a quick enamel spray job. So that was well over 10 years ago. So this is the first two-pack job I've done. And normally Dad would do the painting, but he was pretty happy with how I went in the engine bay, so he just said, fucking off you go. And ended up painting the whole thing, and got no shadows, no dry edges, and no runs. So that's like the trifecta there. I would call that a victory. So we're trying not to analyze it too much under these lights. For anyone who doesn't know, fluoro lights are the worst for paint. They just bring out, you can just see imperfections, you can see every tiny little thing. As soon as you get it in sunlight, they all disappear, go figure. So we've got all these in. We don't mind painting under fluoro because it sort of makes us, if you can see the imperfections under the fluoros, we get it to a point where we're happy with it, and you know that when it goes out into the sun, it's going to be even better. So we don't mind working under fluoros, but you do have to keep that in mind. As for this, like, we've opened up the front door there, and you can just see, like, skimming across the roof, you can see the natural light outside. It just looks mint. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. So Max will be back tomorrow. We'll leave this overnight. And yeah, tomorrow we'll be getting the K-frame back in, start putting the front end back together, and basically get this thing mobile, ready to go back on the hoist. And once it's over there, Max will start putting the interior back in. I'll get the motor back together. Like basically, we're sort of over the hill, if you know what I mean. We're onto the reassembly stage now. And this is where it really starts to look like a car again, and all of the hard work starts to, you actually feel like it was worth it. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it's come up. Even the door jams, like all the door jams and stuff, everything just looks so mint. I can't believe I have to sell this fucking car after all this too. It's going to be really nice. So once this is out and over on the hoist, Dave's going to have a day off tomorrow. We've done a couple of really big days to get it to this point. Conditions today to paint were perfect, so we couldn't have asked for better conditions. We're really happy. Once this is gone, we'll start setting up the bonnet, the boot, those other two doors, and there's all the little trim that goes around the back and the front lip, like just little things like that. We can get them in here now and start prepping and painting them. So Dad's pretty much going to do that while, and we'll give him a hand when he needs it, but we'll be busy reassembling the car. We need to try and get some sort of, a few things happening at once just to get the car back together, because we are starting to run out of time. But there you have it. That's the rebirthed R31 is starting to come back together. The other thing too is that all the repairs we've done, like the guards that we cleaned up, look absolutely perfect. Like, they're so nice. You can't see any of the repairs to the roof. That driver's door that I ended up doing that repair on, that is invisible. Like, I even know where to look for it and you can't spot it. It is just gone. So we are really happy with how it's coming up. And we love this color. It's like it's a really nice white. It's cool white, as the old man said. So yeah, that'll probably be more or less it for today. I'll just sign off now because I don't really know. I don't know. I might get up to some mischief later, but in the case that doesn't happen, I'll sign off now. Thanks for watching. Hit smash like, smash subscribe. And we'll see you tomorrow when Max is back and he can help me start putting this piece of junk back together.